Picture yourself at 35, or maybe you be 45, perhaps even 65. Each day begins the same way. You rise from bed, head off to your job, have your meals, exchange words with others. But underneath it all, there is a truth you can't ignore. This isn't really living. It is merely going through the motions. A tiredness weighs on you, though you can put your finger on why. Sure, there is security in your life, but inside, something feels empty. You might be sharing your days with a partner, but that genuine bond seems to have faded away. Life has shifted into automatic mode, like you've been walking through your days in a kind of sleep. Then comes that moment when you catch your reflection. A face you barely recognize looks back at you. Eyes that have lost their spark. Shoulders carrying invisible weight. Something inside you asks quietly, what happened to who I used to be? Here's the thing. What you re-experiencing isn't just some issue unique to our current times. Marcus Aurelius, who held more power than anyone else in his era, once put these words in his meditations. A person sidesteps so much drama when they choose not to obsess over what their neighbors are saying or doing. Seneca, who counted among Rome's richest citizens, openly admitted his battles with worry, frustration, and the feeling that his days were running through his fingers like sand. And then there is Epictetus, who went from being enslaved to becoming a teacher of wisdom, sharing this insight. True freedom doesn't come from possessing everything you want, but from wanting less. 3 different men, 3 different journeys, yet they all discovered the same lasting truth. When your thoughts are scattered, that is where you need to start. When your physical self feels weak, that is your starting point. When your emotions feel hollow, begin there. 3 hard-hitting principles, 3 pathways to reconstruct who you are, 3 stages of transformation. What we're about to explore are 3 Stoic principles, guidelines that have the power to reconstruct your existence from the core outward. But they'll only work if you have the courage to actually apply them. Let's dive in. First principle, repair your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius once put down these words. You hold authority over your thoughts, not over what happens around you. Understand this truth, and you'll discover your power. But look at today. Most of us have given away that authority. Our thoughts aren't really ours anymore. They've been claimed by all the noise around us. The constant news stream, the social media feeds, the never-ending game of measuring ourselves against others. We keep scrolling, we keep reacting, we keep taking it all in, until that internal voice that used to guide our decisions goes quiet. Your mind has turned into a war zone, and somehow you didn't even realize you were being invaded. Part 1. Clean out your mental space. You can deconstruct a fresh life while holding on to worn-out thinking patterns. You can pour garbage into your brain and then wonder why things aren't clear. Think about it this way. A healthy body won to flourish on junk food, right? Well, a healthy mind won to flourish on mental junk either. So here is what I'm challenging you to do. Commit to 7 days. During the first half hour of each morning, give your mind real substance, not garbage. Pick up philosophy books, study the stories of people who pushed through what seemed impossible. Learn skills that will make you sharper, more peaceful, more capable of bouncing back. Don't think of it as just reading. Think of it as working out. Your mind is either going to be your most powerful tool, or it is going to be your worst cage. And each time you scroll, each thought you allow, each reaction you have, these are the moments that determine which one it will be. Part 2. Reset your compass. Listen to what most people say. I want to feel happy. I want to achieve success. But the Stoics understood something different. Happiness isn't what you aim for. It is what shows up when you live according to your values. Stop asking yourself, what stuff do I want to have? Instead, ask, what kind of person do I want to become? Look at the difference. When you say, I want to drop some pounds, your focus is on the end result. But when you say, the type of person who treats their body with respect, your actions naturally follow who you are. That it's not just changing a habit. That is shifting your entire identity. Put this on paper. I'm becoming. Then complete that sentence, not with some person you hope to be eventually, but with the person you choosing to be right this moment. Why? Because change doesn't happen somewhere down the road. It happens right now, with each tiny choice you make. Part 3. Tear down your invisible walls. I can to do this. I am not capable enough. I've missed my chance. These errant truths, they re-barriers. And here, this is what makes it worse. You, the one who built them. The Stoics had a word for this, assent, which means choosing to believe the lies that your fears tell you. But the second you stop believing those lies, you start breaking out. Take out a piece of paper and write down 3 beliefs that are holding you prisoner. Now rewrite every single one as a statement of strength. I don't have enough time transforms into I'm figuring out how to focus on what really counts. I am not intelligent enough becomes I'm building the abilities I need. It's too late for me turns into every single moment offers a fresh start. Each sentence you rewrite is like swinging a hammer at the wall of your old self. Every word creates a crack that allows light to break through. Part 4. The daily mind practice when morning comes. Write down 3 thoughts that make you stronger and 3 that make you weaker. As your day unfolds, catch those negative thoughts right when they show up and swap them out for something that is actually true. When night arrives, ask yourself this question. Did my thinking help me today? Or did it work against me? This isn't about forcing yourself to think happy thoughts. It is about thinking with discipline. It is the approach of someone who fights battles, staying calm when pressure hits, staying clear when everything is chaotic, staying steady when everything is loud. When you take control of your mind, you take control of where you re-headed. When you direct your thoughts, you direct what becomes real for you. So tell yourself this, not just as something nice to remember, but as a promise you remaking. My mind is my territory, and I'm the one who rules it. And starting right now, nobody controls it except you. Second principle, repair your physical self. Your physical body is the base that holds up your spirit. It is the container that carries both your mind and your reason for being through this life. You can keep a strong mind while you reliving in a weak body. The Stoics figured this out thousands of years back. Marcus Aurelius would remind himself every dawn, when daybreak comes and it is tough to leave your bed. Remember this, you were made to function as a human being. And so he would get up, not because it felt easy, but because staying disciplined was simply his character. Part 1. Food choices are discipline your body ISN to a garbage can. Every single bite that goes into your mouth is a decision either to build yourself up or to tear yourself down. Before each meal, stop and ask yourself, is this bringing me closer to becoming the person I am working toward, or is this keeping me stuck as the person I used to be? Don't aim for some diet, aim for awareness. When you take control of your fork, you restarting to take control of your life. You don't need to chase being perfect. You just need to be conscious. Every conscious decision you make rewires how your body and your self-control connect with each other. Food can either power your purpose or feed what is holding you back. Make your choice with intention. Part 2. Rest is where wisdom gets its power. Seneca gave us this warning a long time ago. The problem, ISN, that our lives are too short. It is that we throw away so much of our time. Think about all those late nights when you stayed up for just one more show, one more scroll through your phone, one more distraction. Each time you do that, you re-robbing tomorrow of its strength. Nobody ever created something amazing while running on a tired brain and a clouded spirit. Here is what you need to understand. Sleeping ISN to being lazy. It is how your body and mind repair themselves. 7 to 8 hours each night. Not something you do when you feel like treating yourself, but a practice that shows you respect who you are. When you get proper rest, your thinking becomes clearer, your feelings find their balance, and your ability to stay strong gets refreshed. Guard your sleep the same way a fighter keeps his weapon sharp, because where you re-headed tomorrow depends on how well you recover today. Part 3. Your body holds your feelings, your emotions don't to just live in your head. They live in your physical body, and they get stuck when you don't to move around. Feeling worried? Take a walk. Feeling mad? Go for a run. Feeling directionless? Pick up something heavy. Take some deep breaths. Notice your heart pumping again. Even though Epictetus lived with a physical disability, he taught this lesson. Nothing great gets made all at once. So get your body moving every single day, even if it is just for 20 minutes. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need fancy equipment. You just need discipline. Walk up some stairs, do some squats, stretch your muscles, take showers with cold water. It's not really about the actual movement itself. It's about the message you re-delivering to your own brain. Still the one in charge here. Every single time you move your body, no matter how little, you quietly telling yourself that you have power. Part 4. Choose hardship on purpose. The Stoics had this special concept: voluntary discomfort. That means picking something difficult on purpose so you become tougher. Seneca used to sleep on the ground just so he wouldn't forget that he could survive without fancy comforts. Marcus Aurelius trained his physical self in the middle of battlefields, not in comfortable royal buildings. And each time you pick what is easy, you reteaching yourself that you break your word. Each time you pick what is challenging, you reteaching yourself that you can count on your own strength. Begin with small steps. Drink 1 extra glass of water. Take that shower with cold water instead of hot. Go running for 10 minutes. Choose to eat vegetables when you want to eat something sweet. These are tiny decisions, but they lead to huge changes. Why? Because every single time you do something uncomfortable, you rebuilding a quiet confidence in yourself that can be shaken. Put this down on paper, not just to feel motivated, but as something sacred to you. My body is my sacred place, and I'm the one who protects it faithfully. Now get up and start acting that way. Third principle, repair your emotions. Have you ever experienced that feeling of emptiness inside? Even when everything in your life looks okay from the outside, that is not a sign you're weak. That is your heart sending you a quiet message that it is gone numb. You put up barriers to shield yourself from getting hurt. But here is the problem with barriers. They don't just block the pain. They block the happiness too. Marcus Aurelius put it this way: be like a rock that stands against crashing waves. It stays solid, and the angry waters eventually calm down around it. A powerful heart to one that never experiences pain. It's one that remains open, even after it's been shattered. Part 1. Reconnect with your emotions. Sit somewhere quiet. Put your phone away. No music playing. Nothing to distract you. Now ask yourself these 3 questions. If failing wasn't possible, what would my life look like? What am I acting like I don't care about, when the truth is I care a lot? And when nobody is around to see me, who am I really? To avoid the answers that make your chest feel tight. That shaking feeling, that is evidence you're still living, still feeling. Write down whatever you hear coming from inside, because those aren't just random thoughts. They your soul speaking to you, desperate to be heard. You want to find your heart again by chasing after things that feel good. You'll find it by paying attention to the quiet that exists underneath all your busy noise. Part 2. Release what is weighing you down. Your heart is carrying around too much baggage from your past. Frustration, shame, wishing things were different, being scared, feeling let down. Those emotions aren't who you are. They were just stories you keep playing over and over in your mind. Epictetus once shared this wisdom. What actually happens to you, what causes pain? It is how you choose to respond to it. So here is what to do. Tonight, and for the next 30 nights after that, write down one thing you're going to forgive. Forgive another person. Forgive yourself. You not doing this because they earned your peace. You redoing it because you deserve peace. When you release these burdens, you don't turn weak. You turn weightless. Forgiving someone, do the same as giving up. It's setting yourself free. It's the skill of dropping the heavy chains you were never supposed to be carrying around in the first place. Part 3. Live with intention. A heart that has no direction is always going to wander around in the dark. The Stoics had this term, sympathia, which meant that every single person's spirit is linked to everyone else. Marcus Aurelius put it this way: what damages the whole beehive damages each individual bee. You were put on this earth to only think about yourself. Your heart pumps blood for a reason: to help others, to give what you have, to build bonds with people. Purpose, is something sitting out there waiting for you to stumble across it. Purpose is something you build through what you actually do. So start paying close attention. When do you feel the most truly alive? Is it when you helping another person? When you remaking something? When you reteaching someone something? when you re-sharing what you have, when you re-showing love. Those feelings are like signals. They re your heart. It's compass showing you which way to go. Begin with something small. Lend a hand to just one person. Do one thing that is kind of done. Sit around waiting until everything is perfect. Just start with being genuine. Here is the truth. A heart that keeps giving never runs dry. Instead, it grows bigger. It spills over. It becomes something that cannot be broken. Write these words down and really mean them. My heart doesn't just pump to keep me breathing. It pumps so I can love people, help people, and bond with people. And once you start living according to that truth, your heart will never go dead inside again. Now that you've grasped what these three principles mean, here is the important question. Do they connect with each other? These three rules don't exist in isolation. They create a cycle of renewal. When you repair your thinking, you give your body a clear direction. When you strengthen your body, you build power for your emotions. And when you unlock your emotions, you create the energy that keeps your mind working. Your mind serves as your navigation system. Your body is the vehicle you travel in. Your heart is the fire that drives everything. If even one of these breaks down, the whole trip falls to pieces. But when all three work together in sync, nobody can stop you. Marcus Aurelius struggled with worry. Seneca questioned his own abilities. Epictetus had his freedom taken away, but still managed to find inner peace. Not one of them was without flaws. They were just absolutely determined. Every single day, they made one decision, took one step in the right direction, and that turned out to be enough to make history. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up day after day and remain faithful to your path. Let me share a story with you. Several years back, there was a guy named James who completely crashed. He was exhausted from his job, had lost touch with his family, and was sinking in self-doubt. One morning, he made the decision to rebuild himself using Stoic methods. He started by working on his thoughts, spending 30 minutes reading Marcus Aurelius rather than mindlessly scrolling on his phone. Next came his body, taking cold showers, going for runs every day, keeping his sleep schedule disciplined. Last was his heart, making peace with his father, giving his time at a homeless shelter, figuring out how to express love by serving others. A few months down the road, it wasn't just his circumstances that shifted. His entire energy changed. He quit running after happiness and began living it instead. He turned calm, stable, impossible to rattle. That's what these three Stoic rules can do, not as abstract ideas, but as things you practice every single day. Transformation isn't about being perfect. It is about getting everything aligned. Mind, body, heart. When those three move as a single unit, nothing can tear you down. Repair your thinking and it'll repair your entire existence. Strengthen your body and it'll set your spirit free. Fix your emotions and it'll never be lost again. You weren't put here just to get by. You were put here to wake up. The world doesn't need another duplicate. It needs you, the real, honest, strong, unbreakable version of who you are. And when you start walking this path, you're going to understand something deep. There's no old version of your life to return to. There's only the new life that's sitting there waiting for you to stand up and take it. So carve these words into your mind. I am the one writing my own transformation story. I am the fighter who protects my thoughts, the guardian who watches over my body, and the defender of my emotions. Now straighten your back, pull in a deep breath, feel that quiet burning inside your chest, and take that first step. Not tomorrow, not at some future point, right now. Your journey doesn't start when things get less difficult. It starts the moment you decide you're willing to become tougher. Here is something most people miss. Transformation isn't to a straight line moving upward. Some days you're going to feel like you're sliding backward. Some mornings you will wake up and wonder if any of this even matters. That is normal. That is human. The Stoics knew this too. They had bad days. They struggled. They doubted themselves. But they kept going anyway. What separates someone who changes their life from someone who stays stuck to talent or luck or perfect circumstances? It's one simple thing. They refuse to quit, even when progress feels invisible, even when nobody is cheering them on, even when the voice in their head screams that it is pointless. They take one more step. You know what? It's interesting. A year from now, you are going to be somewhere. That's guaranteed. Time keeps moving whether you do or not. The only question is, where will you be? Will you be the same person, carrying the same frustrations, living the same stuck life? Or will you be someone who barely recognizes the person they used to be because you actually did the work? Every single person who ever transformed their life had to face that same choice. And they all chose the same answer. I am not staying here. I am moving forward, even if it is just an inch at a time. Think about this. Right now, at this exact moment, there is a future version of you looking back at today. That future you is either grateful you started or wishing you had. Which one do you want to meet? The path of the Stoics is about becoming someone else. It is about becoming who you already are underneath all the fear, the doubt, the noise. It's about stripping away everything fake until only the truth remains. And that truth is this. You are stronger than you think, braver than you feel, and more capable than you have been told. So here is what I want you to do. Not for me, not for this video, for yourself. First, pause right here and take a real, honest look at where you are. No judgments, no shame, just clarity. Then ask yourself, am I okay with staying here? Or is something inside me screaming for change? If that fire is there, even if it is just a tiny spark, that is your signal. That is your soul refusing to settle. Listen to it. Second, I want you to drop a comment below. Not just any comment. Tell me which of the 3 rules speaks to you most right now. Is it your mind that needs fixing? Your body that needs strengthening? Or your heart that needs healing? Write it down. Making it public makes it real. It is your first act of commitment. And here is the thing. This community, we rebuilding ISN, is just about watching videos. It's about walking this path together. When you comment, you're not just leaving words on a screen. You rejoining thousands of other people who decided enough is enough. We're all climbing this mountain together, and every comment is proof that you are part of something bigger than yourself. Third, if this message hit you somewhere deep, hit that subscribe button, because this is just the beginning. Every single week, we re-diving deeper into how to build an unshakable life. More Stoic wisdom, more practical tools, more truth that cuts through the noise. You don't want to miss what is coming next. And that like button, it is not just for the algorithm. When you click it, you retelling me this matters to you. You re-saying, yes, ready. Keep them coming. That feedback fuels everything we create here. But most importantly, and I really mean this, don't let this be another video you watch and forget. Don't let this be another moment of inspiration that fades by tomorrow. The gap between knowing and doing is where most people's dreams go to die. Close that gap today, right now. Your transformation doesn't need permission. It doesn't need perfect timing. It doesn't need anything except your decision to begin. So stand up, look yourself in the mirror, and say out loud, I'm done waiting. I start now. The world needs the real you, not the tired version, not the scared version, not the version that has been hiding. The powerful, awake, unstoppable version. Go claim it. I'll see you in the next one.